Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Before we get into all of the footage that I've recorded over the last couple of weeks, I figured I would give you guys a quick rundown of what's been going on. So, over the last couple of weeks, I've gotten a lot work done to get to the point where the system is actually playing at this point. I got it to where it's running, I got the DSP in, I got the ground done, I got everything that I hadn't obviously gotten done at that point done and in the car. But the only problem that I ran into, unfortunately, is that the American Base HD's one of the recones isn't working with me. It's just not working. I've tried re-gluing it like 3 times. I don't know if it's my fault, if it's I'm doing something wrong, or if the recone was done improperly. I don't know. I've tried to reach out to the person that sold me them. Didn't really work out. Just got experience thrown in my face, so I just kind of left it as is. So, with me debating for about a week of what I wanted to do, I ended up actually buying some subs for myself. And I ended up buying the subs that I've actually wanted for a really long time. I've looked into them. These are the subs that I were going to buy if I wasn't going to buy or recone the American bases. So I'm going to put a collage of whatever footage I have together, just kind of the last couple of weeks trying to get this system up and running, and then yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Slamology is this weekend, so hopefully if y'all are going there, feel free to stop by if you guys want to hear the system at all. I'm not in the actual like thing, but in the actual event, but I will be there, and I'm willing to give demos more than what I'm more than willing to give them, you know what I mean? So feel free to if you want to hear them at all. I got two B2 Rage XL 12s. They're 3500 watts RMS musically. I got them on a Ruthless 700 or 7500 watt. They're playing pretty well in the box that I made for the American bases, but I do eventually want to make a box for them so that, they get the proper airspace and they can really open up and we can see what they can really do. I do plan on doing something with the American bases eventually. Maybe I'll go through somebody else and get some recons from somebody else. But until then, they're just going to be kind of on the side bench. We'll get to them eventually. It sucks. I put so much work and effort into it. Like I said, it kicked me for about a week, and I was just really kind of down about it. I mean, a lot of money for it to not work. Maybe I can find somebody to help me out. But till then, let's get into the rest of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys at Slam. Let's go. Without further ado, box. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. As you guys can see, I'll give you guys a bit of a sneak peek by what we got right here. Now, I wonder what the fuck could be in that big fucking hole like that. You know what I mean? I wonder what could be in a big hole like that. Oh wait, that's right. It's a B2 subwoofer. Oh yeah. So yeah, I ended up getting myself two of these B2 Rage XL 12-inch subwoofers. These things are so fucking pretty, so nice. 3500 watts RMS musically. I cannot be more excited. The logo looks so sick. The white will look so good in the car. And oh my god, is this thing beefy. Don't worry, I'm not going to sit there and be like stupid trying to freaking take that thing out of the box when I can just walk up the stairs here. Show you right here. Oh my god. So dual 1 ohms versus the dual 4s. I'm using the wires that I had off of I was using for the tinted leads or the direct leads for these subwoofers to wire these up. Gonna be wiring them to 1 ohm. But goddamn, just a side-by-side comparison, guys. Oh, holy. Got like a whole, like what, 3, 4, maybe 4, maybe 5 inches between the difference between the top for height. Oh my god. Now, don't worry, I did my research, and by my calculations and ChatGPT's, these should hopefully drop right into the spot where they need to go. So we're going to give that a shot. I'll give you updates as we get these things loaded into the box. and let's see if we can get these things playing and ready for slam. Let me show you kind of what's going on up front here, because we could at least start with that. I got both the big three power wired done and everything nice and tidy, for the most part anyways. So over here, I'll show you guys, this is part of the big three. I got the engine ground. This was upgraded. This was where the factory ground was. I moved it, put some zero gauge there. I cleaned up this area over here with a wire brush, so this is actually cleaned up metal. It's just where it was for factory. I figured, I mean, come on, how much, I mean, I could run a dedicated wire all the way back to the battery or to the front battery, whatever, but I figured this is good enough because I got a whole nother ground coming from my alternator, obviously coming over to here. I could probably run this one over to the battery. It'd probably be a better idea to, but for right now this will work just because this is a run that I had already made up and I wanted to recycle it, and I figured this is better than nothing. Why not? So that last third run, or whatever you want to call it at this point, this run is the positive coming from the alternator positive all the way over to our battery positive. I know in the last video or one of the last video or updates, whatever you guys want to call it, I was sitting there contemplating what I wanted to do about these L brackets. Now you guys can kind of see what I did with them. I broke the shit out of them. So I figured, you know, underneath all that plastic is pretty much just a metal bar that is L-shaped, you know what I mean? So I figured I could break away all the plastic that I don't need to be able to make room for these terminals to sit nice and flush, and now they do, and I really like how it came out. It's really working out pretty good anyways. And then as far as the last ground over here, I got the battery to, I guess you can call it frame ground. This is where the factory one was. I upgraded it to zero gauge. It's connected on the other side same way as these are over here. It's just kind of hard to see, so I'm not going to really show you that. I believe in the last update, or one of the last updates, I started showing you guys the wiring for the DSP. Now I can show you guys what I ended up doing, pretty much everything underneath the dash. So if I turn my light on here, I know this is just going to look like a bunch of wiring mess, and that's because pretty much it is, but you guys can see up there, hopefully somewhere up there, I've got a relay, and that relay is connected to this fuse tap. This fuse tap turns on when the car turns on, so I'm using this as my remote wire. But since I have a lot of electronics in the car, I don't want to put everything on one fuse tap like that, so I ended up wiring in a relay, a 30 amp car relay, to be able to have a high amperage remote outline. And I've got the first one going into my DSP in here. Now this is all loose because I'm not finished with the car. When I say finished with the car, I mean I've got audio, so that I'm not just sitting in a, you know, little, you know, box with no sound in it when I go to work and stuff like that. I wanted to at least get some audio playing. But you guys can see in here, this is actually cushioned, just so you guys know. So it's actually on some cushion. It's not like just wiggling around. Well, it technically is kind of wiggling around in here, but you guys get what I'm saying with all these. But this is the DSP all hooked up. I've got the high level harness in here. I've also got this USB in here, so I can plug it into my computer when I go to actually tune this thing, because I have some ideas about what I want to do with that. My RCAs are of course running from right here all the way to the back of the amps. We'll get to that in a second. So the one thing I haven't shown you guys yet is my new ground. Now it's kind of hard to see if I could really find it with the camera, but just know, oh, I think I found it. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. It's right there. You can see I ended up drilling a hole into my frame. I found a good spot for it where some nice thick metal. Sat there, drilled a hole, tapped it, put a bolt in there. I greased it up with some dielectric grease. That way I don't have to worry too much about it rusting and oxidizing. But I've got it pretty much run up through the car with those grommets that you guys saw me install in one of my other updates. As far as connections otherwise, here is what I went for with the RCAs. The RCAs are ran well through here all the way up to the front, but when they get to about there, that's when they pop out and they go into the amp. So I haven't really ran these very well yet because I'm still working on this. Obviously, I don't have the subs plugged in, but we'll get to that in another update. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just as like a little sneak peek of what I'm doing today. Obviously, with the subs playing, I was able to figure out what exactly was going on with the the roof and how well it was dented from the factory. And let me tell you, it wasn't. It literally had like this really bullshit fucking cotton in between like the braces, and it was the stupidest thing. You wouldn't expect anything to happen with that material. So I took some Killamat and I pretty much did the entire roof. You guys can probably see in that one joint. That joint actually connects to my light, my interior light. It's like the only part in the middle of this liner that's actually held up by something. That actually already broke within the 1 day of me playing my subs. So I PL'd the shit out of it to get it to stay in place, and then I Killamatted it. I got some weight on top of the actual car itself, weighing it down so that I've got some pressure on it, plus the Killamat is also pushing up on the actual stuff. But I just wanted to show you guys a bit of what I got done today. Slams in a week. So I wanted to get it done so that I could jam out on the way down there. All right, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is kind of all of like the beef footage that I have of everything that I've gotten done up until the point where tomorrow is Slam. Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Saturday will be Slam. So I've done everything that I possibly could to get this car playing for Slamology. If you guys have followed the series or this channel at all and have enjoyed it all, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Go check out my YouTube. That is like my main goal, is to grow my YouTube channel. I'm trying to use all sorts of social media to grow, but for the most part, I really want to stick to YouTube. So go check it out. Hype Car Audio, obviously. When it comes to the American-based 12s, give me some time. It, it, it I it's a little disheartening, and it's gonna take a second for me to want to put more time and effort into them. So just kind of give that to me, and until then, they'll be chilling. I'm not gonna get rid of them, but yeah, all I can say is thank you guys for the support so far. I'm gonna keep uploading whatever content I can. Obviously, there's still some stuff I gotta do to this car. Like I still gotta put a high output alternator in it, and gotta get some sort of better reserve battery in it. Maybe add some like 8-inch mid bases to it or something like that. Just to send it over the edge. But this isn't the last you'll see me, I promise you. So just keep your eyes out, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.